Hi, I'm Amber Kylick from Critical Movement Coaching, and I'm here for part one of two in this little series on giving you an explanation of a little bit more awareness in your spine and how you can release tension and build more movement and stability. So, first thing we're going to look at is the upper back. Now, the upper back we do slouch into quite a bit. We slouch into the lower back too, but that's part two. So with part one, when we slouch into the upper back, what happens, here's my spiny guy here. What happens is we're supposed to have curvatures in the spine, and we have this lumbar curve down here, and then we've got our thoracic spine here, which is what our ribs are attached to, and then we have our neck. I gotta realign this guy. So we've got these curvatures in the spine down here at the sacrum, in the lumbar spine, in the thoracic spine, there's a bit of curvature, and same in our cervical spine and our neck. So the weight of our head balances quite nicely. Now what happens is we slouch, okay? And this isn't too much of a slouch, but if you look, the center of balance for the head weight, which is about 15 pounds, now puts a lot more strain into the back, and it's really easy to push this down. So these muscles along here need to grip, or our body, which always takes the path of easiest resistance or easiest movement, will adjust, which tends to be more what happens, and the neck goes this way. So we end up here, and this is a lot more stable position for the weight of the head. Now, this does cause some tension to be held in these areas. It doesn't necessarily cause pain. There's research out there that says that they've studied that this position doesn't cause pain, but pain is complex. There's always more than just one thing. So as much as I'm here to tell you about the mechanics of how you can release this, there's way more going on. And we talk about that in the movement for pain management classes. So what we're going to look at today is how to just start releasing this space so that it comes back to a little bit more like this. So keep that visual, but remember, this position isn't the only key factor to pain if you have pain in your upper back, shoulders, or neck. Side note, the alignment of your upper back does affect your shoulders. So if you do have shoulder pain, it's not always that you just need to work your shoulder. Often you need to work this area of your spine as well. Okay? So from here, what we're going to do is lay down on something supportive. Now, ideally, in my ideal world, everybody would have one of these black strips, okay? This black strip is what we use in critical alignment, okay? You'll notice there's a little spine on it, and you can look for this website, Critical Alignment Therapy Props, because you can order them from there. If you happen to live in Calgary, I can drop one off for you as well. If you'd like to order one through me, just shoot me a message. So ideally we use this, but not many people have one of these, okay? Now, P.S., don't use a pool noodle. They're too hard, okay? We're gonna use towels because everybody has towels. Now it depends on how plush your towels are, because if they're super plush, you'll only need one towel. I have these IKEA towels, which work out really well if you use two of them. Now what we're going to do is fold them into 1/3 and then another third. Okay. Now from here, what we're going to do is roll long edge to long edge. Okay. And you want to roll it up fairly firmly. Now when you roll it, watch your shoulders. They don't need to be up by your ears. And we're going to roll this into this shape. Okay. Now what we're going to do, lay this down on the ground, and I want you to lay down on it. And when you lay down on it, this end should be somewhere around the lower part of your rib cage, not in your lower back, not at your pelvis, but just somewhere around the mid part of your rib cage, lower mid part. Okay. So you lay down here, line yourself up, and you'll notice my head rests on this strap. Now, you can have your knees bent or your legs straight, your choice. Find what is comfortable. Now, arms go out to the side. And when your arms go out to the side, I want you to rotate your arms up. Don't just turn your hands, but rotate your arms up. You can see how that moves my shoulders. And we're going to hang out right here. Now, that's the first thing you need to do. Second thing we need to do, which is the most important part of pretty much everything I teach, is your breath. Okay? We want to find a nice full breath. Now, full breath doesn't mean forced full breath by going like that and really pressing it. But what I want you to do is start by belly breathing. Okay? Your hands can go on your belly if you want, and I just want your breath to be in your belly. So what happens when we belly breathe is the diaphragm pushes down as we inhale. Okay, well, it actually moves down, then we inhale. Whole respiratory movement we can talk about for like 20 more minutes, but or more. What we're going to do, diaphragm moves down, that pushes on your abdomen, your internal organs. And because we don't have bone structure here, the belly looks like it's breathing. Okay? So that means if you can get your belly to breathe, that means your diaphragm is moving. Okay? That's the first part of your inhale. The second part of your inhale, which I want you to think about, is as you belly breathe, find that belly breath, and then separate your breath into two parts, okay? I want the second part of your breath to be up here in your side ribs, under your armpits. The tendency is we breathe through these lower front ribs, and if you watch, what we end up doing is, okay? Now, I want you to get that belly breath, and then I want you to find this side rib breath. So then we end up with an inhale that looks somewhat like, now, find that breath, because when we use these side ribs, we activate into the back of the rib cage as well, which is really beneficial. Now, that's our inhale. Please remember, this is an inhale that we're using on our yoga mat in an aware, conscious way. It's not something that I want you to do all day long, every day, okay? It takes way too much thought to get your breath to work that way. Your breath is supposed to be an involuntary thing. But what we do in critical alignment is we work with conscious small movements from a relaxed position to give the body different tools to be able to move, okay? So everything that we work on isn't a be-all, end-all of movement. Your body's supposed to move in a variety of different ways. But what we work on is just building a little bit more of a conscious base for awareness, okay? That helps bring in a little bit more stability, a lot better connection, more efficient movements, a whole bunch of different things. And it all depends on what you're working towards and what's actually going to help you. Because for me, maybe I need relaxation. Maybe you need some more strength. Maybe you need some more mobility, okay? Maybe you need to just be aware of how you walk. All these different things contribute to that complexity issue of pain. So what we're going to do now is focus on the exhale, okay? Arms are to the side, your head is facing up, eyes are closed, and each time you exhale, just allow your body to feel heavy. And you'll notice as your body feels heavy, there's a part of your brain that goes, ooh, I know what she's trying to do. And I'm going to push a little bit harder to get myself to relax faster. That's willpower. We want to take that part out of this equation so that the body can relax, okay? Those little tiny muscles that get overused or underused, they get to relax right now. So you're laying here feeling supported by the roll underneath you, which is giving your spine support, and we're hanging out right here. So we're working on this position right here. Now, the first phase of critical alignment when we use it in class is relaxation. So we support the body in different positions. We use the breath. We find this relaxation. We hang out here. We're aware maybe one side feels different than the other side. Maybe you feel this into your lower back. Maybe you feel it in one shoulder. Maybe you feel it in your neck. Use your breath. So if I feel this, say, in one shoulder, I can focus that exhale and see if maybe my shoulder needs to feel heavier. Or maybe I can use my inhale, and because this does come from a yoga practice where we do want to be balanced, we want to find some space or some lightness. So instead of that heaviness, maybe we find some lightness in the shoulder. And that lightness can sometimes equate to finding some space in the front of maybe the shoulder that's a little bit more sore. So play with your breath. One thing, always live in the question. Play with your movement, play with your breath. Start from a relaxed position and move from there. Now, we could lay here for quite a while and focus on this. What we're going to do is create movement, because as much as we relax, I still want you to have a connection to movement before we leave this little video. So what I want you to do is roll onto your side, okay? And we roll shoulders, hips, and head all at the same time. I don't want you to sit up. I want you to just roll over to your side, okay? You can come up. You can take that roll out of the way. What we're going to do is get onto all fours. So you're going to be on your hands and knees right here. Now, because we had that roll in the back, there should be that sensation right there. And you'll notice that my back should be in a pretty straight line. Tendency is we collapse, okay, or we push too hard. Ugh. Keep that nice neutral position, and you can play with it. Notice what your collapse position is. Notice where that pushing position is. Get into the middle. Okay, from this middle position, what we're going to do is move the arms. Now, when we move the arms, I want you to A, keep your arm straight, okay, and B, pay attention to these lower ribs. All right, because what we're going to do is reach the arms straight out in front. And when we reach the arms straight out in front, you might get to about here. That's okay. Breathe. Okay. When your arm moves, just watch, because your body, again, like I said earlier, your body takes the easiest way it knows how. And if with my right arm, if I reach my right arm forward and I reach further because my brain goes, no, we want to go as far as we possibly can. Okay. We go here, and then the body goes like this to help the arm move. You can see that movement is coming from my spine, my rib cage, my head moving with that in order to make the arm reach further, which there's nothing wrong with that. But what we're doing right now is focusing on those tiny movements to pay attention to what our range of mobility really is. Okay, so we end up here and we take one arm and we reach it straight out in front. We hang out right here. And then take that hand down. And then the other hand can go straight out in front. Now this is building some strength into that shoulder joint with that awareness of your breath. Okay? And you can reach that arm out. You can hold it for about 5 breaths. Remember, that same breath still works here. Heaviness with that exhale, feeling grounded. Inhale, find that belly breath. Okay? Good. So play with that movement. See where your shoulders go. There's a whole bunch more to this, of course. Okay, this is just a little tiny segment of some of the things that we do in the movement for pain management classes. Okay, we start with relaxation, we add in the breath, we create an awareness in the body. We start moving consciously to build that strength and coordination, okay? We also talk about the other reasons of pain. Pain is a really complex thing that happens. And like I said earlier, it's never just one thing. It's never just one structural thing that you're going to fix. That's going to, unfortunately, here's the news, there's never just one structural thing that you're going to fix and all your pain will be gone. Okay? Chronic pain, the reason it's lasted is because there's a whole bunch of things that have been added into the pile. Okay? It could be your predictive pain. Okay, there's the new predictive pain theory of how you can see something and that could even cause you pain. You could see somebody move a certain way and all of a sudden your back goes, oh, geez, that hurts. Okay, nothing happened physically to your body, but mentally the sensitivity pathways that have been formed over this period of time have conditioned you to look at a certain movement and go, oh, that hurts. Okay. There's also the sensitization, right? Something hurts for a long time, that pathway gets strengthened through our nervous system. And any little thing can get that pathway to go ding, ding, ding. Okay, we have to calm that down. That's why we start with relaxation. We start laying on the ground for pretty much everything. But we do need to get movement in. So within those pain management classes, we also build in teaching movement snacks so that instead of saying, okay, I have to go to the gym 1 hour a day, and then it gets to the end of the day and your motivation tanks and your discipline is like, oh, forget it, I'll go first thing tomorrow morning. So instead of saying, I've got to go to the gym today, you can get your movement snacks in throughout the day. Excuse me, my voice kind of went funny. So we also teach that in the pain management classes. So if you're interested, if you have any questions, feel free to message me anytime. I'm on Instagram at In Pursuit Life. You can also find me on Facebook at Critical Alignment Movement Therapy. And you can also find my website, Critical Movement, okay? criticalmovement.org. Okay, so I'm Amber Kylick with Critical Movement Coaching, and I hope to hear from you soon.